Hi, it's Jonas. I'm just making a video clip tonight. I just got off work, so a little bit tired, so I might babble a little bit more. My ADD gets a little bit worse when I'm tired, and I've been up for a long time today. But anyway, and that's why I'm still dressed in dress clothes. But anyway, topic I want to talk about tonight is roommates, and I'd like to hear other people's opinions on how they've dealt with roommates. Um, I've only in the last since I've transitioned had one experience with a roommate, and it went horribly. Um, it went great for a while until sorry, until one day I was looking at the computer, and the daughter had put list the top 10 things she didn't like, liked, was afraid of, wasn't afraid of, and the very first one of the 10 was things that she was afraid of, and the very first one was gay people. And shortly after that, they found out that I was trans, and their daughter ran screaming out of the room and was literally petrified to be anywhere near me. And so I moved out of there. But she was only 8 years old, and she was petrified of a gay person. That concept never crossed my mind that somebody would be petrified of a gay person. Or any. I mean, I understand. I guess some people will be petrified of some people in situations, but I don't know. And the mother just laughed it off. She thought it was funny, and which I think is horribly sad. But anyway, back to my question. So I've been looking for a roommate because I've had less than 2 weeks to move out, and not had any money to do so. So it's been like a really tight situation and trying to find a place immediately that I can move. And so I had to go around and actually look for rooms to rent because I couldn't afford an apartment, and I'm having to get rid of everything that I have and everything that I love almost, and completely start over. But anyway, so for those of you that have roommates out there, when did you tell your roommate, or did you tell your roommate, or how far along in transitioning were you when you had your roommate? Basically anything. I guess I'm trying to find out. I really don't know how to live with a roommate. As far as, I don't know. I've never, except for when I was in the military in the beginning until I got a high enough rank that I could move off base and live on my own. But, so I went through the whole gamut, and I was petrified to be able to look at places because I didn't want to go look at a place in someone's home and have them find out that I was a trans man, and it not be a safe environment because, I'm not sure about other places, and I'm sure it's the same other places as well, but here in the South, in my area at least, it's not really a wise thing to do to go walking around and tell people. So I talked to this guy on the phone for a while, and after talking to him for a while, decided that I was going to broach the subject like this, and it seemed to work, and hopefully it'll work out. I just basically asked him. I said, so he works as a cook or a chef, and I said, so we're both professional people, but I was just wondering, on just hanging out level, not as a professional or a working level, how do you feel about the gay community? And I was kind of taken a little bit back at the beginning because the first thing out of his mouth was, "I'm in the restaurant business. I'm around them all the time." And I was like, "Oh, okay, I don't know what that means. That still doesn't tell me how you think about them or what you feel about them." And the second comment out of his mouth was, "Oh, they're all cool to me, and I have a lot of fun hanging out with them and talking with them as long as they don't try to touch me or come after me or want to date me. And I thought, well, I don't want to date you, so that should be fine. And then the other response I got was from another person who responded back to my ad, who is a gay man and wants me to be his roommate because he knows I'm trans, which I kind of felt a little awkward about that. Just because he seemed like he really, really wanted me to be his roommate, and I'm not sure if it's because he's felt more comfortable with the fact that the two of us could just be who we were, or I don't know. That seems to I don't know, that kind of yeah, I guess it had to be there for the whole conversation, but it just really sounded and felt weird, so I didn't go with that one. I've been pretty used to in my life just whatever my soul or my gut tells me, and I don't want to really say my gut, but my soul tells me or has me believe, then I'd go with that. So anyway, so I went and I met Todd, and that's the guy who I decided to get the room with, and he's got a 2,500 square foot home, and another roommate who is a woman, and I didn't get to meet her. But anyways, a large house, a very nice large house, and very comfy, very homey feeling. And we actually ended up meeting after I got off work, which is kind of weird because I get off at 11, but he also gets off at 10:30. So we met at his house at the house afterwards, and really hit it off. But I'm not sure where I'm not sure if there's anything that I should be aware of being trans and having a non-trans straight roommate. And I don't want to be paranoid or too concerned. I've never really had a roommate, and I've always been independent and on my own, and I'm freaking out, basically. As my friends at work like to say, that, stop freaking out. I don't think I freak out, but I'm freaking out. I don't know how to react, because I'm used to walking comfortably around my home and not having to do anything. And I mean, he calls me by Jonas, and that's good because everybody calls me Jonas, or they call me my nickname, which I'm not gonna tell everybody my nickname, but so I don't know. So I guess the main question I'm asking, because I'm already in the situation now that I don't have a choice. I have to move into a room for rent, and I have less than a week, unless the plumbers who are coming to replace all the plumbing in my house will hold off until the 1st. So then I'll have a week and a half. The upside and the good thing about this is that I will go from paying with all utilities included and be 1/4 of the mile from the distance where I used to work. I used to drive, I'm driving right now 45 minutes one way each day to work. And I'll be like 15 minutes from where I work to my new place. But I've been babbling on long enough, and I just wondered, and I'd like to know too, because I want to know how if I went about it the right way, or what I do or don't, because I don't want to move into his house and be like a total loner and stay in my room all the time, which, that's my plan. So, I'm not sure if that's a good plan, because I don't want him to not like me, and think that there's something that I don't like him, or that I'm just weird, but I'm a loner. And if I don't know what to say or do, I don't do or say anything most of the time. So I don't want to really stay in my room all the time, but I'm not really sure how to react having a roommate who is straight, and he doesn't really know anything about